Vice President Professor Yang Bin, Professor Zhao Qing'an, Director Zheng Jijie from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in China, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to speak once again at the third Development and Health Communication Forum to discuss the important topic of media empathy and equity. I would like to thank the School of Journalism and Communication and the Center of Global Development and Health Communication at Tsinghua University for this opportunity to speak at today's forum. This is the third consecutive year I have participated in this important event, and it is always a privilege to speak at such an illustrious university. The theme of today's event is of particular importance to me as the United Nations Resident Coordinator here in China, as it is directly related to the central promise of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which is to leave no one behind and create an environment of empathy and equity. With rapid advances in digital technologies, access to information related to health has become easier than ever, but only for those who are able to connect to the internet. Over 2.9 billion people across the world do not have internet access, representing about 37% of the global population. These technological breakthroughs are leaving them even further behind. Therefore, it is more urgent than ever to take action to close the digital divide and ensure all people everywhere have access to the internet and these information. At the United Nations Summit of the Future, which took place last month in New York, world leaders gathered to revitalize the multilateral system to respond to the current challenges we face, ensuring that the United Nations itself is fit for purpose. At the summit, leaders agreed on a global digital compact that points a way forward on closing the digital divide and ensuring artificial intelligence is used for the common good. As the Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Antonio Guterres, said, and I quote, "The Global Digital Compact will help countries build safe digital systems that provide internet access for all, including for students in hard-to-reach communities." End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, beyond ensuring universal access to the internet, we must also ensure that digital spaces do not become a haven for fake news, disinformation, and hate speech. All too often, we have witnessed the worst impulses of individuals to take hold in digital spaces such as social media, especially as our world has become increasingly polarized. The United Nations takes these issues very seriously and is working to address many of the challenges while committing to its vision of improving global health for all. In recent decades, health communication, now heavily reliant on digital tools, has become a key driver of progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals. When accurate scientific information is not effectively communicated, the failure to recognize imminent threats can lead to an increase in preventable deaths and negatively impact the overall well-being of populations. Earlier this year, the United Nations launched the Global Principles for Information Integrity, which calls on governments, technology companies, advertisers, and public relations firms to create a more humane information ecosystems. These principles aim to ensure that accurate and reliable health information reaches the right audiences regardless of their demographic background. Events such as today's forum align closely with that spirit of these global principles, and the United Nations in China looks forward to strengthening its partnership with Tsinghua University along with technology and media companies to build trust and resilience for the global public good. Ladies and gentlemen, health communication and access to information are critical for building a sustainable future for all, and it is imperative we emphasize the important role of effective communication and media in achieving our shared objectives. We must not only communicate with precision, but also with empathy, ensuring the voices of the most marginalized and vulnerable groups are heard. This will promote mutual understanding and support the alleviation of the escalating tensions and conflicts plaguing our world, putting us on a path towards peace and more shared prosperity. I would like to once again thank Tsinghua University for this invitation to speak at today's forum, and I wish you all a great event here today. Thank you very much. 谢谢。